Hello everybody, my name is Elenator, and once again we're starting this stream in Unlisted just to make sure that everything works. I may not rest now, there are monsters nearby. Where are the monsters? Do I see the monsters? I do not see the monsters. Let's see, it looks like 0% dropped frames so far. I still can't sleep, that's okay. I think everything should be safe to head on to public. Doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doop. Once I find where the setting is again. Oh, huddling. Visibility. Right at the top. Alright, can I sleep now? Party potato. Alrighty, so, let's get down to business. I would say we have stuff to do, but truth be told, I really don't know what stuff we're gonna do. Which means, time to resort to the default, we're going mining. Now, I've done some mining off camera. Insert joke there. I really only found 3 diamonds, and I'm sad that I didn't find my first diamonds on camera. I thought about leaving them, but I was like, what if I can't figure out how to get back here? But as you see, I've been chopping down trees. We don't need trees here. Therefore, these trees are being eliminated. Bye bye, spider. So remember when the roofed forest went to like over here or so? You could tell because the mushrooms are still standing. And there's a zombie in here who I don't want in here. Wonder if I should tear this down. Tear down the cobblestone ring. I'm thinking about it. You didn't drop anything valuable, right? You know what I didn't do? I didn't look at the 0.9 changelog. This is totally my fault. I didn't even bother reading up on what was new in 0.9. I just know infinite terrain, 1.7 biomes. Although I realize it's kind of close to 1.8 because we have the new stone types, but I think that's the only 1.8 feature we have. Alrighty, so I have 3 dirt. I don't think it needs to go anywhere at this moment, so we are going to head on over to storage, put this away, and prepare for another mining trip. Yes, there's a lot of caves. There are many, many caves down below. I'm gonna need more pickaxes. I'm still doing fine with food for now. Maybe I should do gardening before I leave. Let's take care of that real fast. I'll need to remember this isn't beta 1.8. I can walk on my crops and there's no problem. In fact, I don't even need fences underneath. I put fences underneath all of the, all my wheat. Yeah, only wheat, because that's the only crop you can grow in beta 1.8. I put fences underneath all my big wheat farms because I didn't want to deal with them breaking all the time. Oh, there's a zombie in here. Man, does that mean the librarian that used to be in here is no longer around? I'm pretty sure there's a librarian in here. Sad times, sad times. Well, here, let's prevent that from happening again. So we're gonna do that. Oh, yeah, welcome back. Is that the only farm? Does this village only have one farm and I didn't realize? Oh no, here's more. That wheat broke. Wonder if the, you can't see my mouse cursor anymore. Oops. We're gonna turn that back on. Oopsies. I turned that off because I was recording some and didn't want my cursor on there. Alright, so I wonder if the wheat broke because the tree cast shadow. Howdy as well, Koski, welcome back. All the people are showing up. Hooray! YouTube pushed out the notification now. So I'll probably end up clearing these trees. Maybe I'll clear out these trees before we go mining, because I need to fix that. And Mr. Sheep, did you eat those potatoes? I was really hoping that at that moment he would turn and look at me. I think I might have been too far away. Mr. Sheep, did you eat the potatoes? He doesn't want to answer. He knows what he's done. I wonder if I should even bother fixing these up. Pocket Edition 0.7, that means you remember the small worlds, back before they were infinite. And then not long after they became infinite. I say not long after, but I don't know how long between 0.7 and 0.9's release. Alrighty, so... Oh wait, hold on, there were more potatoes. So I just slept, we still have plenty of daylight. These potatoes are not fully grown yet. What happens when you have a small render distance? And maybe even a smaller simulation distance. I want to say Bedrock got a separate simulation distance slider before Java. I think it's separate, right? I feel like they did, but I don't remember. Yeah, redstone ore, the reason why it took forever to mine is because they didn't add the dust. I think. They didn't, the redstone ore didn't drop anything for a little while, and then they added the dust, and the only thing that redstone dust was used for was making powered rails. And a clock, maybe? I would say and a compass, but the world is so small, do you really need a compass? I don't know when the compass was added. It very well could have just been, well, it's in Java, so we'll include it. Hello. Goodbye. Did they fix mob damage? Why does it feel like the creeper used to take 2 hits instead of 3? I know that was a bug in 0.9.0, but I'll be sad if it's already corrected. Alright, we'll clear out this tree here and probably take care of that one to the left. I cannot hear this on my end. Let me turn that up real fast. Now I hear noises. I hear the mobs walking around. Moo to you too, Mr. Cow. It feels like... Feels like there's more stuff roaming around in this forest. There was already that creeper I encountered. I have this feeling that something's gonna pop out. Therefore, I must get rid of the trees to make sure that they have no place to hide. One thing I was also thinking about between the last stream and this one, in Java, the roofed forest has its own darkness applied to the grass color, maybe the leaves as well. And then on here, it just looks like regular forest. It looks like regular forest grass. There's no forest darkness applied just in this biome. I find that interesting. Because I think we have different grass colors. Because you have this over here that's a little more green. You head off into the plains, and it's a little yellower. Although now it's hard to tell because it's turning night. Oh wait, there's another farm over there. Why are these farms all spaced out? Soybean reference. No pun intended. But I thought about it afterward. Let's catch some Z's and not reset the weather timer because there's no weather timer to reset. I don't even know if sleeping resets the weather timer on Bedrock. I feel like I was playing one day and it didn't. That might have been a Java only thing. I don't know if it's still like that or not, since I don't play Bedrock these days. Are you done decaying yet? Getting there. All these saplings I'm collected are going to be used for nice good old furnace fuel. I wonder if there will be a point where I just get tired of chopping these trees and I think to myself, I have enough logs. I'll just take my flint and steel now. I don't think fire spread ever functioned as efficiently as it did back in early Minecraft on Java. All these little differences about Bedrock, I'm finally going to experience on here. And now that I think I solved my internet issue, I'm finally going to start streaming regularly again. Even though I know I said that 2 weeks ago. But for real this time, hooray! We can keep going. So thinking back and compared to the Pocket Edition versions I have, I think we will, if we don't stop at maybe 0.11, we'll probably keep going all the way until 1.1. Because if not, 0.12 to 1.1 should be enough versions on its own. But that depends on how quickly I get through this. I'm already starting to think about what's coming next. Now that Through the Android's officially started, I'm already deciding what series afterward. Once I get to, or I should say once I finish 1.1 though, I think I will be done with this world itself. I don't think I need to go through Bedrock. I say that now, but we'll see if I end up changing my mind later. One thing I've wanted to do, but I never got around to, was I really wanted to dump my Switch credentials or whatever was required to get it working on an emulator. But since I never went through that process, who knows what it's like now. Since Yuzu went down, and that led to several others, including most of its forks, I believe. So I don't know what it's like these days. Well, regardless, I still want to get through a Switch version. Through the Switch version series. What was I gonna call it? Flipping the Switch? Something like that. How many 2FA service providers, however you call it, how many 2FA service providers do you have? I feel like for me, whoever uses third party, it's all centralized into one place. Of course, I may be limited on, or I don't have as many different accounts as you. Proton, I see. Alright, so after this tree, I'm gonna need to do something with all this dark oak. I'm already at 2.5 stacks, and I still have another 8 or 9 stacks in the chest just from chopping. What I'm thinking of doing is making a dedicated dark oak chest. Because if I'm gonna keep chopping these trees, I'm gonna keep getting all this dark oak. Good news is I'll get to do something with all this dark oak. We don't have strip logs yet, right? I don't even know when strip logs were added. I feel like 1.13, but I think that might be too old. It might have been 1.16. I can't remember. I feel like having a properly functioning 2FA software is rather important. That also means if everything is centralized, that's always a single point of failure. And in the industry, you want to avoid that. As long as it works fine on your phone, then don't lose access to your phone. Oi, cybersecurity. It has layers like an ogre. And onions. Onions have layers too, you know. I'm about to say goodbye to my axe. And I don't have a replacement. I haven't figured out yet. Bye. I haven't figured out yet if it automatically replaces tools of the same kind in your inventory. Because it gets rid of the slot. And that's always annoying because then everything to the right of it slides over. But I don't want everything to the right of it to slide over. Maybe I should start cooking these potatoes. I don't have a lot of coal yet. Like I've said, I have done some mining between these. Oh, I had a lot more dark oak than I thought. Whoops. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a dedicated wood chest. Let me move all this in first so I know what I'm dealing with. Okay, so I have ores, cobblestone, 3D blocks, 2D blocks. Decisions. You know what I could do? I could do the bedrock thing, and I could put the chest to the right of it. Because, for the longest time, you could not do this on Java until 1.13 they figured it out. And hooray, I could do it on here. So we're going to grab all this dark oak. And while that happens, I read on your message about the NVIDIA driver. Who do you two? Do y'all hear that bird again? I feel like I'm going to need to do something with that. Not the bird itself. What a way to minimize the sound. What card do you currently have? Other than NVIDIA based. Alright, well, let me finish moving this wood and then I'll see if I can reduce the sound for y'all. Am I gonna run out of inventory space? I'm gonna run out of inventory space. Alright, change of plans. We're gonna put back anything that's not dark oak. I have a lot of oak as well. Good job, me of the past. See, I told you I've been chopping down trees. You know what I should build? I should build a team tree and outpost. I don't think this world has one yet. Alright, let me return real fast. As I shut the door. I've returned a 4060 Ti that only has 16 gigabytes. I feel like... Oh wait, no, what do I have? Why do I feel like I only had 8? Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, that feels low for a 40 series card. But then I think about it. No, that's already twice as much as what I have. And I have the 3070. I don't know what's the standard these days for the flagship models. Alright, you know all those stacks of logs? We're about to move them over here. I don't know what's gonna happen when this chest fills up. Maybe I should make a storage area. This baker's house, or butcher's house, is already very quickly filling up on space. Oops. I wish there was a way to just move all. Like, you know how you've got this big top area? I wish there was a way to, like, select the stack And then at the top here, you would have like move all, move one, move all of that kind. I know Java by now already had the not shift clicking. Was it? Is it the double click? Shift double click to move all of one type of item in and out of a container. Alright, so we're less than halfway full. We can now keep chopping. We're gonna make 3 axes this time. Oh yeah, as you can see, I've done plenty more mining with down below where the redstone's at. Hooray! Except that redstone's gonna keep taking space, since I don't have a way to condense it into a block yet. Even if the redstone block didn't do anything, it would have been nice if they at least added it just to save space. Which one's that? That one's the third one, right? Nope. It'll be nice once the hotbar extends to the full 9 slots. It'll take a while, I believe. Closer to 0.11 or 12, I think. I remember the early versions on here when it was limited to 3, though. I'm pretty sure I complained plenty in those first few episodes. And then I think it was also based on if you have... Oopsies, my fault. I think it was also based on if you have split controls or not. Oh wait, is that why I don't play with split controls? I know there was a reason why I turned it off on here, even though I think I wanted it on. Let's find out. I don't even know why it's called split controls when it should be crosshair on or off. No, the size is still the same. It used to be dependent on that. Alright, well, I guess I'll leave it off for now then. And let me turn that slightly up on my end. Alright, the trees I want to chop next was on this side. It's a little claustrophobic, and I see that pathway over there. So if I can get rid of this collection here. Oh, this is a nice flat area. This is not where I'll build the next team tree and outpost, though. These logs. These logs in the buildings. The buildings and the farm, preventing my leaves from decaying. Is this one of the ones that has the ladder? Hold on, let me go up here. I think that'll be easier. There we go. Alright, back to choppy trees. I feel like in Java, to prevent leaf decay, what you need is, you need the leaves to physically be touching the logs. But on here, it seems like it just checks for distance, and it doesn't check for any sort of connection. There was a video from however many years ago, back in early release, I think, where it showed that you can technically have a very long line of logs, or a very long line of leaves, that are 4 forward, and then I think at the end it's 1 downward. And you can connect all of these together, and you can get away with only 1 single log, way off in the distance, way high up. But because something with the logs and how they check their distance, if there's still 1 down, if there's at least 1 block below, it'll still connect and prevent decay. Something like that. Can't remember the video. I just remember the imagery. It's a little sad that there are some Minecraft videos that I remember watching that I can't remember the name of that I wanted to rewatch. Thankfully, there's one in particular from, I think it was mid-beta, 2011 or so, early to mid-2011, where there was a video on how to make a TV in Minecraft. Of course, it was a joke video when the guy turned it on. It was a Rickroll. But there was the video that for years just sort of floated in and out of my brain. Every once in a while I'd think about it again. And then a few months ago, I went looking into it, thinking, I wonder if this is still around. And hooray, I got lucky, because the original video is still up. Unfortunately, there's a couple distance effects related videos from a YouTube channel named Loteriotron, something like that. And so, every once in a while, every few years ago, I go back and rewatch those just for nostalgia reasons. The first video was the farthest point, 30 million in Minecraft 1.0, and the second one was incremental distance effects in 1.4.2, I think. Either 1.4.2 or 1.4.4, one of those. And so every once in a while I'd go back and rewatch those videos just because I remember watching them many years ago, back when I was first doing Farlands related research. And turns out I'm not the only one, since a few other people I know have nostalgia for those videos as well. And then I find out back in January or February, just a couple months ago or so, the channel was deleted. Well, that's a shame, because those videos have a cult following, and it would be a real shame if they were permanently deleted. Of his entire channel, only one of those videos ended up being archived, and it was a random snapshot video for 12W something A. So eventually, the guy was contacted and said, yeah, I deleted my channel because I don't like what Google's doing. Well, that's a real shame. You have no respect for the videos that have been sticking around on your channel for the past 10 to 15 years now. That one does not spark joy. And so he said he would try to go digging around for the videos when he could, because he was thinking of re-uploading them somewhere. And that's where we sit. Currently waiting. Every so often it would be asked if he's gotten around to searching for them yet. And for the past few weeks, there's been no response. So who knows? Who knows if any of us will get to watch Minecraft Farlands in 1.0.0 or something like that. Don't remember the exact title. But yeah, with how popular, or I should say with how well known those videos are, you would think they would have been archived. But myself and at least 3 other people never thought to save them, because those videos are old. And they were only deleted within the past few months because the channel was still up back in October. And so between October and February or so, poof, you just said nope to the channel. Sad times. Excuse me, cow, I need to get up there. Oh yeah, is Roof Cow still here? Is he still around? Yes, he is. I really hope that cow over there never despawns or anything, but I don't know if they'll ever change despawn stuff. As much as I want to go up And eventually when I get a name tag, go up there and name tag him. I don't know if my act of simply going up there is going to encourage the cow to get onto whatever bridge or whatever scaffolding I build and proceed to get down from the roof. Hopefully, roof cow sticks around though. I don't know what the despawning, if there's any natural despawning on here yet. One thing that's interesting in comparison to Java is that because the render distance is so short, the render distance and the simulation distance is so short on here, it's harder to hit the mob cap, and so you generally see more mobs around, since there's not enough mobs in active loaded chunks compared to Java Edition. I don't know if that was ever changed on Java though, but at least for beta 1.8 and at least through early release, once you take out the mobs from the area, you'll never get them back unless you figure out how to manage the mob cap, which means doing something with your spawn chunks, since that is a fast way to fill up the mob cap. On my beta 1.8 world, I've thought about clearing out all those chunks. I've marked them out. I know where they are. And so I've tried, but I don't think I'll get around to just eliminating all those chunks in the area, because it's a 192 by 192 block area. 12 by 12 chunks are the actively loaded spawn chunks, at least in beta 1.8. And so that's a large area for me to clear out. Plus 90% of my spawn builds are already in that area, which means I'd have to clear out all of the underground, maybe everything below sea level, for it to not affect my build's topside. Oh yeah, time to do science since this axe is about to break. If the hotbar slides over, then I know. Sad times. But because I have two other axes, it would be really nice if it just casually replaced them. This is more durable than I thought that. I don't know how many uses each tool has by the time the durability is near depleted. It used to be one. Like once the durability bar ran out, it had one last use and then it would break. And then it was changed that empty durability would just display as empty. I can't hit that. There's a lot of spiders that end up stuck on trees, and I don't know why. It's like he's trying to move somewhere, but because he can never get to his destination, he never moves, and the AI doesn't update. There we go. Alright, well, it did not auto-replace, as I was really hoping it would. As I never paid attention while I was chopping the trees before. But hey, for science! Where did the last half hour go? Have I really been chopping trees for that long? I don't want to be chopping trees this entire stream though. I'm thinking just this last two. After this one, these two trees here. And then I'll feel better. Because then the area will be free. Free of the trees. I wonder how they ended up growing so tall though. Maybe I already chopped down the short trees that were in this area. Oh yeah, this is 144p, right? Nope, don't give me auto, give me 144p. YouTube Studio live playback. Someone's calling me. Is it important? It says potential spam. I take potential spam as potential spam and ignore it. Alright, so I think we'll just head up normally and see if we can outsmart Mr. Spider here. Hello there. That was rather plain. I was hoping for something more interesting than that. Oh well. One thing I'm partially surprised is that nothing drops XP orbs. Even though I know it will still be a while for XP to have a use. But it would have been nice if, like Beta 1.8, XP was at least collected for now. That way, for everyone who's surviving on the world for a long time, then by the time enchanting gets added, then hooray, we get to enjoy all the levels that we've previously acquired. But at the same time, by not having XP collection early on, it makes everything fair for people. Whether you just start playing, or if you've been playing for a while, that the XP system brings it all together at the same time. And one thing I really want to do, I really want to check this this village wall here, if there's a stronghold at the bottom. But I might hold off and instead just do the half cheaty thing and use MC Edit to check. I'm gonna hope MC Edit supports 0.9 worlds. I know the latest version of MC Edit 1 supported 0.11 worlds. There we go, so close. Almost one entire chest. Oops. One entire single chest. Still have an axe and a half after this. So what I think we'll do building, because I don't want to be chopping trees anymore. That's boring. And ZZZ, all the way home. I think, though, I need some H2O, so let me hydrate real fast. Drink your water, stay hydrated, and all that fun stuff. Alright, so if I'm going to build another team tree and outpost, I'm going to want it here near the village. I might do something there that's mostly flat. Otherwise, I might do something... I could do something weird and build it maybe right here, and the center part of it is above the river. Why have a bridge when I could just build another team tree and outpost up here? I don't know if I have a designated design for this. This won't slide right. No, of course not. Game's not that nice to me. But if I just built the outpost directly above the river, then what I can do is have both sides be open and have that be a bridge. I know I've built previous outposts in the shape of like a cake, so I might end up doing the same thing here. There's a spider. All this dirt still hasn't turned to grass yet. You can really tell how small the simulation distance is. Alrighty, so if I start here, we'll probably have some sort of circle. I'm not good at making circles in Minecraft, but we're going to try it anyway, since it feels like a bigger hassle whipping out the circle generator this time. So I'll just sort of eyeball it and hope. And you know, hold on, we're gonna temporarily get rid of this fence. Just, I think just these parts. In here, one more. Because I want this to turn to grass already. It's slightly bothering me. Oh wait, you know what? No, hold on. Never mind. Just kidding. I think what we'll do instead, what if we use this for a science experiment? Because this still isn't turning, and I'm pretty sure it's because the fences are in the way. What if we wait around and see if that ever gets changed? So our experiment is, what version can grass start spreading under fences? For the longest time, this was a problem on Java as well. It was fences, doors. I don't know, however, how many other non-solid blocks they had at the time. But I know for a while on Java Edition, grass would not spread under non-solid blocks as well. Or I should say non-full blocks. Alright, so what we're thinking, we'll start some of these logs here, and of course plenty of dark oak. We'll make it look like a chocolate cake. That's what we'll do. So what I'm thinking, maybe starting with a rim of dark oak of the logs, and then maybe having the planks in the midsection. And then I'll probably come up with some sort of pattern. But we'll do... I need to first see how wide this is. I kind of want to do one block lower than this. Have the floor be this level instead of this level. This also means I save a block. Alright, we'll see. So we'll start right here. So there's a 1. Oh, that's right, I have auto bridging. Hooray. Oh, that's sideways. Okay. New plan. We're gonna use dirt. We're gonna use dirt here, and we'll use that to count instead. Because in the end, I'll have to get rid of all these anyway. I forgot I only have 7 slots here. I just figured that it's got to be easier to try to connect one layer lower, since that side doesn't have a lot of surface area to work with. So in fact, how about I grab enough to build across a big old plus sign? That way I can see the distance from both sides. Or I should say for all 4 sides. Alrighty. So now, this should be good enough to start. Like compulsive terrain smoothing says, I need to reduce this even more. And now that I'm seeing that random outcropping right there, I'm going to say goodbye to that one as well. Boop. These leaves take a long time to decay. Maybe it's none. Maybe it's just they're not loaded. Alrighty, so now we can build our dirt path. So like I said, we're gonna do it maybe around here or so. Alright, time to count. Oops. That's not gonna work. 17. 17 blocks, I believe. Let's see if I can count that. Alright, 17. Add 1 is 18. Half of 18 is 9. Should be here, which means 8 on each side. Alright, cool. Yeah, this shouldn't be too difficult to make a circle of. Famous last words. I feel like I'm going to already regret that. But I know what I'm doing, so we'll toss the extra stuff real fast. And then get to work. Probably get rid of... Well, you know what? We'll keep the dirt for now. Because I want to build the circle out of dirt on 1 block above. And then I'll place the logs on the bottom of that. We're gonna let Mr. There he goes. Mr. Skillbum burn up. Okay, we'll do maybe 5 wide. I'm kind of going off of memory from all the times in the past I've used the circle generator. Kind of hoping that I at least get close to a true digitally created circle. I wonder if there will ever be a day where Java gets the auto bridging feature. I'm pretty sure there are mods for modern that add it. But like, why need a mod if it's in vanilla? I feel a sneeze coming. Can I pineapple this one? Needless to say, I could not pineapple that one. Okay, so with that taken care of, next is... hold on, this guy's bothering me. He's not doing anything, but he could be a liability. It'd be nice if I stopped sneezing. Okay. Hopefully, no more sneeze attacks. What the next plan is to fill in the side areas. So if I start out with a 5, maybe do like 3. Should I start with half or 1 corner? Maybe I'll start with a corner. You know what? Maybe not even 3. It might just be 2. And then the rest are diagonals. So we've got 5, 2, 1, 1, 1. Oh no, it's 5, 2, 1, 1, 2. That's close enough. Close enough to a circle on this size. Can I Halo reach that? It'd be really cool. Oops. Oh, nope, let me down. There you go. That's the problem with auto jump, is when you're trying to get down a space, like this, where there's, but you're trying to get down in that one block gap, but because it's one block ahead, it says, "Let me jump for you." And I think to myself, no thank you. Oopsies. Can I do the Java thing where you just boop right at the very edge? In fact, it's easier on here because you don't have to line up the crosshair. Oh wait, one more. Boop. There we go. I'd like a refund for all my dirt, please. And I've also sort of changed my mind as I was thinking about it. We'll probably have cobblestone at the bottom first. We'll have cobblestone be here, and then I'll do the, I almost said chocolate planks. Then we'll do the dark oak planks as the next 2 or 3 layers. And then above that, the next string will be probably the logs. Can I get rid of this? There was a bug that existed for a short while where you could break the block you were on. Because this is right here is normally used for placing, but now it's used for break. Or there was a short while where it was also used for breaking, and that was very annoying really fast. And welcome back. Yeah, I haven't missed much. I've been figuring out a circle. I don't know if this is a mathematically accurate circle, but it was faster to just build. It was faster to build than to whip out a circle generator. And I'm now slightly missing 1.13 where items will float. It's those features from Modern that you miss only when you realize there was a time when they didn't exist. I've totally not been paying attention to that. Oops. I wonder if drowning takes away armor durability. Let's show my durability on here. If anything, we'll watch for the helmet. Alright, now that I have the circle-ish, I'll grab the cobblestone. Plus, having the light cobblestone will be a better contrast than the darkness. Maybe the second tier will be the logs instead of the planks. I need probably put this stuff away first. Oh wait, don't I have a dedicated cobblestone chest? I do. Oops, wasn't paying attention. I still haven't measured yet. Is the day-night cycle really the same on Java? Or it's like 10.5, 11.5? Because it feels short on here, but I can't tell if it just feels short because I'm having fun and not at all paying attention to the time. And boop. Can I Halo reach that far? Don't think so. I wonder how I'll need to design the staircase, because if I'm going to have an entrance on both sides, then I'll need some way to get up to the second layer. Oopsies. So it just pulls from the next slot, or whatever item I used to have there. I haven't figured out yet where the item slot memorization comes from. I wonder if it's possible to just queue them up, where you start with the item you want last, and then next you have what you want to use before that, and before that, and before that. Busy 3 days next week. Don't worry, I am equally unemployed, but every once in a while I get busy as well. As you can tell by the lengthy time of not having streams again. None of which involves school or employment. Okay, I'm watching out for those guys. Maybe once I get rid of the dirt, I'll head over there and finish them off. So there's our trim. I don't know yet how I'll handle. Oops. Was that my only... No, it wasn't. I don't know yet how far inward it will extend. Maybe I'll use regular oak planks for the floor. But I do want glass in the very middle of this, because it's right above a river, and this looks kind of cool looking down from above. So I want to preserve the view. So I'll have a circle of glass in the middle. I should clean up this edge. Let me grab more of that dirt. Since this is going to be the floor, I'll place what I can now, and then I'll pick up what's below. And probably do some of that as well. That way it looks somewhat supported. Alright, good enough. No, not good enough. Now if I do that, this is just going to be a big old wall of dirt right here. Wall of dirt with grass on top. Alright, Mr. Green Bean, where are you? Your days on this world are over. Of course, that's not at all going to stop your future brethren from invading as well. Goodbye. I don't want seeds. It'll be nice once we get the composter. We're not getting the composter on this world. I don't think it's going to last long enough. Because that was a 1.14 item, I believe. Alright, how are we doing? So, to build the walls... Oh wait, I built this one inward anyway. Yeah, because I filled in the corners. So I guess that means... Yeah, let me make some dark oak planks. That's good enough for now. Let me make some dark oak planks, and then construct the outermost layer. Then I will have one line of cobblestone on the inside. So I'll also check to make sure that I did everything evenly. Oops, missed a dirt. Hold up. Yeah. Local elections over there as well, I see. We have elections coming up here also. Smaller stuff. I would say have fun, but I don't know if providing support for the election services is going to be fun. Have you done this before? Oop. Alright, let's see if I did this. If I did this evenly. I think we're all good. Hooray! So now I grab regular oak. We'll bring this together fully, filling in the corners, and then keep shrinking from there. Howdy Ian, welcome back. I understand your ways of thinking. I probably would feel the same if I was working in the same type of area. So that's by theories. Almost looks like I made a natural circle in here as well. Although I believe it'd be more like this. Alright, well either way, the glass is going to be smaller. Since right now I still don't know where a desert is to go acquire a bunch of it. Nope, that definitely looked more like a circle because by filling in those extra 2 blocks, this is brought together. I'm getting more planks. This has brought together the corners to look very diagonal now. Nighttime already. We passed an hour. Time has gone zoom. I last looked at the time on OBS and it said 33 minutes. It's definitely not 33 minutes anymore. Yeah, we're almost there. Starting to sound like you are not wanting to attend. Were you voluntold? Alright, see you later, son. Poop. No, you're joking. I figured going there with a Soviet flag would definitely a joke. I can't see you doing that. At least not at a place like this. Yeah, I didn't know how badly you wanted to attend or not, or participate. Alright, so we bring this together one more time. It's hard designing a circle from the outside in, but I think this is absolutely going to be the end of it. If I just fill in these last bits here, I think this might be it. Question is, do I just put the glass there, or do I add another trim of cobblestone? Well, if I wanted this to be the circle, then I guess that means, oops, I should have filled. Yeah, let me get rid of this. Let me undo. Because I wanted that section to be the hole itself, which means if I wanted cobblestone around it, I'm going to have to do this. As time has passed, I sort of accepted that compared to nowadays, I'm definitely an early player. The longer time that passes, or I should say the more time that passes, the more people from 2012 are looked at as old. Alright, there we go. The pathway around here is mostly even, although I might fill in cobblestone at the edge. Because it's only 2 blocks here, but this is closer to 4, I guess. Because it's 3 diagonal, and it just looks uneven. But if I add additional cobblestone, then I could clean that up. Alright, let's grab that. Microsoft was 2014 acquisition. We were in 1.8. 1.9 is February. Well, technically March, I guess, of 2016. And by now, 1.9 is over 10 years old. Did I see a spider? I did. Just climbing the wall. Alright, let me get rid of you. That looks weird. There we go, that looks even. Kind of. Except now it's 2 blocks over to 1. I can't get this perfect, but it looks better. It looks better having the cobblestone. Or maybe it doesn't. I'm sticking with blanks. I will not fill in these last corners. Okay, the hardest part is over. Because now I'm sticking with this. I'll figure out the staircases. I'll probably have it start maybe here. I don't plan on this being super tall. That way the staircase doesn't need a lot of space. I think every... Okay, not every Minecraft era. But I believe that as time passes, older eras of Minecraft will always be romanticized. And part of that is the nostalgia factor and whether or not you liked the latest version at that time. Whoop. Because even if you don't like 1.9, you're still going to remember what life was like back then. Alright, so let me bring all this together. That's unfortunate. Oh wait, it'll even out. Oops. With 1.13 being 2018, we were very close to 1.13 being old. Of course, do you consider half the lifespan old, or do you consider 10 years old? One is ever adjusting, one is absolute. There we go. Oh, what happened here? Now this is starting to feel like a proper location. Hooray. Okay, so let me grab the logs because I wanted the trim of logs. And then this is where the next floor is going to be. Oops. Vertical, please. $20 years. 20 years is like the standard for retro, right? That's what it has always been feeling like. And so it's Minecraft coming out in 2009. In just another few years, it'll pass 20. Retro theme and being a retro itself are not one and the same. Because then that's like a lot of modern day RPG Maker games. Are those all retro for being low resolution, 2D, and pixelated? Let me put away my stuff, then I'll catch some Z's. Alright, I don't need this much dirt, so put that back. Yeah, let me grab the glass. Anything else? Here's what I'll do. We're gonna combine these stacks, since that kind of bothers me. Alright, now we can catch up these, and then start working on the next layer. But you know what? I need a door. Let me do that real fast. Am I completely out of dark oak planks? Did I make exactly enough planks and I didn't realize that? There's no way. Huh. That's kind of funny. It's always nice when Minecraft is nice like that. But I was gonna say, I want to make a door out of dark oak planks because I don't want to use any of the regular oak. That's unfortunate. I don't want to use any of the regular oak. But to do that, I need to get rid of the regular oak from my inventory. Well, then I checked, and I didn't see any dark oak. Well, on the bright side, at least now I have an even number. I wonder how long until glass doesn't render the backside. Because I know in Java, glass like this only renders the front part of the texture. Does it render the glass if I put a block under it? Now we're gonna do some science. This is a very science episode. It does not. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? I should have checked just by looking at the side of the cobblestone. So I guess the back side of that glass texture will render if there's nothing else there. Here's a question. We're gonna do some more science. Does the same thing apply if you use something like a torch? So we know that full blocks will hide that texture. What do other non-solid blocks? Nope. Alright, well at least it's consistent. So it needs... So any sort of empty space under that glass. Alright, now I've learned. What satellite data is it pulling from? Is this just Google Maps? Alright, let's take a quick look in here. How are we doing? Oh no, where'd you come from? Come on, buddy. We don't need this. Okay, the question is, did he spawn in here or did he walk in? Because I don't have any torches in this area yet. Maybe that's what I should do when my time arrives. Alright, well either way, we've got the first layer done. Hooray! So now I need a staircase. That was the Insta Plus, right? Was that Insta Plus when the creeper knocked me into lava? Because that was the side of the monolith. I remember that. I remember dying. I don't know. Wait, the first time I survived, and then it happened again, and I died. That's what I remember. Alright, next. Probably keep the rest of that. We've got some crafting to do. Here, let me bring that together. Alrighty. I'll probably just turn on these in planks. I don't know how many I need, but I need more planks. That's one thing that console got right. It got quick move and full stacks. Pocket Edition. Pocket Edition took a long time before you were able to move multiple sets of stacks of items. Because the only thing you have is to hold down one stack and you move a full stack like that. Well, when it comes to crafting or other sort of inventory management items, you can only do one at a time. I do not remember anything of UMP in beta 1.9. The only thing I remember is getting to the Sky Islands. Alrighty, so now... So... we're doing just regular planks. I kind of like seeing this trim, though. That mean I put the cobblestone... I probably should not have gotten rid of my dirt scaffolding. Oops. No. We'll make oak plank stairs. How many oak planks do I have, though? Alright. Why did I put my oak away? I still need this. Oops. Time for layer 2. We'll start with this much. I did some basic math, because if I need to go up about 4 blocks... It is 4, right? No, because if the floor is 1 block above, I need to go up 5. If I can make more, I'll make more. I just need enough to start on one side. So we're going to start right here, I believe. Or... I did something like that. I can't tap these upside down yet, right? Oh, I can! Oh, that's nice. I wonder how long that's been in the game. I don't know if that's a 0.9 thing or not. Because what I wanted to do... Let me grab this. Oop, nighttime's already approaching. Yeah, I don't... Because what I wanted is, I wanted to bring this 1 block inward. Oh wait, only 1 block? Hold on. I'm seeing 0 dropped frames. I feel like age verification in Minecraft, isn't it going... Well, I can't help with the people on people on Bedrock Edition, but isn't it as easy as to mitigate for Java as it is the no chat reporting? I'm not at all surprised that Minecraft, following the trend of these various other services jumping on the age verification requirements. Oh wait, hold on, I've been doing this wrong. Oop, because this is the farthest inward. Discord has had its own data leaked, like, twice in the past year, or past few years or so. And yet they're still pushing for it, I believe. They said it was postponed to later this year. So that they had no plans to cancel it after all the pushback. They just said, we'll try this again later. I do not blame your decision to move. I'm the guy who sticks around on sinking ships, though. This server is not that chaotic. I've seen worse. This server is alright. Most of the people on there are coherent and competent. Hello. Don't mind me just casually invading your area. I must push back the darkness. Because if I'm gonna be doing more stuff in this area, I need my safety. You still use YouTube, it would seem. At least you still have an account on here. I'm glad I wasn't born before 1912. Sometimes I forget the Play Store is a Google thing. I guess part of that is there's not a lot of times that I visit it. The only times I do is for updating stuff. Very rarely do I install new things on my phone. Alright, so I think our only problem is like right here. I don't want these torches on the ground. Oh, you know what? Hold on here, I have an idea. We'll see how this looks. Let me grab... I don't have what I'm looking for. Howdy, Rye, welcome back. Hold on, let me just plop down one more torch. Y'all know me in odd numbers. Alright, back to work. I might be good with the darkness for now, so we'll try sleeping, and then I'll do my crafting in the morning. I was making a reference to Titanic. I couldn't think back since I'm not familiar with nautical stuff. What's the term for like ocean liners and ships and whatnot? Because aviation is for the sky, flying and whatnot. What's the term for the ocean and whatnot? I probably know the word, it's just not coming to mind. It is nautical. Okay. I had a feeling or something like that. I couldn't think of what the proper term would have been, or what the proper form of it. Anyways, I'm not as familiar with history of the ocean and seafaring vessels, and so I couldn't think of what was around in 1936. Alright, what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep these logs here, because this pathway is very bright compared to the darkness of the walls. So by putting a log, we get a little contrast. There we go. Hooray! That should be bright enough. And we're gonna hope that the same Java thing applies where no mobs can spawn on glass. Is that even bright enough? Hold on, let me see. So this is 14, 13. Nope, this is light level of 8. Nothing can spawn there anyway. Cool. I feel that old Minecraft is easier to mod because there's a lot less of it. Compare, say, InDev 223, the size of that jar file, and then compare that to 1.21.11. What is the megabyte difference? I don't even know if InDev was larger than a megabyte at the time. It might have only been 300 or 400 kilobytes. Okay, this looks weird. I'm having a too wide staircase where one of the sides is on that cobblestone. Minecraft could have fixed their modding issue 15 years ago. Okay, maybe not that long. They could have fixed their modding issue maybe 12 years ago if they ever got around to that official modding API. The best we've done are the providing the official mappings. That didn't last long because eventually they did the full-on unobfuscated code, or the versions are no longer obfuscated. If I'm not saying that right, I cannot pronounce it correctly. I know the word. I see it in my head. If you say something fast enough with enough confidence, people will believe you, if they don't know better. But a lot of my viewers are technical people, so they probably do know better. Alright, so I only need a few more stairs. But yeah, this way I can enter from either side, turn left, and I can go up. Obfuscated. I've been saying obfuscated instead of oof. Alright, I'll try to remember that. So far, I appreciate them doing that with modern, but that raises a concern of why are they making it so easy to mod Java? And that always circles back to how long does Java have before they discontinue the updates for it? Because I know there would still be backlash from everyone, but I don't believe that would stop them from going through with it anyway. I am not French. I have never been French. And yes, howdy, welcome to the stream. Where was I going with that? I was going to add, I'm still waiting for 2 things to happen before any official discontinuation of Java. The first one is an official way to convert worlds from Java to Bedrock. They already worked on legacy console converters for Xbox One and PS4. I think the Switch as well. They already officially worked on those to convert the world over to Bedrock. So I know if they really need to, they can do the same for Java. But the other thing is, Bedrock still is not officially supported on Mac, last I remember. Linux people are going to figure it out anyway. But Bedrock is still for Windows 10 and 11 only. There would be an immediate community work. Same thing with immediate work to disable chat reporting and the age verification. There will always still be ways to keep it updated, and especially now with the source code being easy to read. And use the Android version. One thing that's nice about modern Bedrock and Android is that after the Better Together update, when they brought over all of keyboard and controller, when they brought over keyboard and controller stuff, all of that proper support, that was 89 drop frames. Oops, everything doing better now? Well, anyways, point being, they brought over the input system for computers across all the different platforms for Bedrock, because playing on a mobile device limited to mobile controls is rather unfortunate. I'm back here because it's time to sleep. I do know Minecraft Pi. I have a Pi. I think it's a Pi 3. I have a Raspberry Pi 3 that I have Minecraft on. Because I have one micro SD card that uses the old. What was it? Raspbian? Because I think now it's just Raspberry OS. But it used to be Raspbian. The new default operating system for the Raspberry Pi is no longer has Minecraft on it. Alright, I'm looking for cobblestone. Because I like this trim. I haven't figured out yet how to do the floor. I might just keep it simple. Any more drop frames? Nope. It was just a minor internet hiccup. I think we're doing fine now. I feel like... I don't know about Mojang, but I feel like Microsoft would absolutely kick the hornet's nest. Only after community backlash would there be any possibility of reverting a decision. If Java Edition only had bug fixes after a certain point, I'd be fine with that. Like, at what point does a game not need new features? The last few interviews or so, or interviews from however long ago, Microsoft has always said that they wanted Minecraft to be a 50 or 100-year game. But can you really add new features for 50 years? At what point do you just consider the game complete and only focus on fixing issues and keeping up with like security patches and whatnot? There's an LWJGL security problem that popped up one day, right, within the past few years. Something like that I know they worked on fixing. I think maybe around the 1.16 era, so 2020 or so. I came back because I needed more stairs. Okay, so yeah, they did work. Okay, I am remembering some of that that security exploit. All right, cool. Sometimes I keep up with this. But yeah, I do wonder though. I wonder if that might also be part of the reason for why they're making smaller updates. That way they can pad out the update time. But they said someone at Mojang said recently in the past 6 to 12 months that they had plans all the way through, I think it was 2028, somewhere around there. They have plans for the next few years, but I don't know what all that encompasses. And totally my fault for not grabbing more planks. Oops. Oh well, here, we'll start on this. Fact. This is the floor. That means, yes, I need at least 2. Oh, I did not at all. Nah, I'm not gonna, never mind. This was supposed to be smaller and not just a single block in Word. Can you stop doing that? Auto bridging, leave me alone. Pocket Edition didn't have hunger for a while. Dark Oak and the 1.7-ish terrain generator were all added in 2013 with the 0.9 update, along with the infinite terrain generator. Infinite in quotes, even though it's playable far less than Java's. I don't think nether reactors are gone until we get the nether in 0.12. I don't think the two existed simultaneously. I have the structures, and I have the nether reactor block. There's a nether reactor core, I think back at home in one of the chests. We're at an hour and 41, 20 minutes to go already. Where did the last 40 minutes go? Wasn't I just saying how I was looking at the clock and we were 33 minutes in? And then I looked at the clock and we were an hour in. Alright, hopefully I have enough to finish everything. I don't plan on any other layers on top of these two. That cobblestone does look a little odd, but we'll deal with it. I wanted the higher ceiling in here, because at first it was just going to be 3 tall. But now we're sticking with 4. Alright, the question is how to bring all this together. Yeah, I'm wondering, I guess I already described what I feel that it would take. So the question is, when do they finally push out what is required? What is required? Because I still feel like they would at least get an official converter going. Well, they still need Mac people in mind. So I'm not sure when they'll view that as a priority. We don't need to crouch. We have auto bridging. I still don't know if there's an official term for that, but that's what I'm going to keep calling it. Okay, how to make this? You know, I'll probably fill as much of this in as I can. I was going to try to do another circle. Oopsies, let's not do that. I was going to try to do another circle like how I built the one down below, but I think it's just going to end up being a 3x3 or 5x5 down there. Mac is getting a bedrock port. It's been announced. I'm not saying I don't believe you, but where was this said? I don't remember any. I should say I have not kept up with any news since the last Minecraft Live. And I don't remember Mac being on there. Oh, that's not even. That's my problem. I can probably get away without the ones in the corners for now. I just need enough light to prevent bad guys from spawning while I head back home and catch some Z's. If Mac is getting an official Bedrock port, I think they'll also work on an official Linux port. Because there's a big multi-billion-dollar business. We need official support. Alright, how's it going? Oh, that's what happened. I ran out of planks. It may be similar to the terrain, but it's all the math that goes into it. Unlike Legacy Console, that was very close to replicating the Java functions. They did not make Pocket Edition as accurate as they could have to how Java worked. I wonder if they only started trying that, or started trying to do better with 1.18. Because 1.18 was a very big push getting at least the terrain generators to be the same. And I'm missing a plank. Did I drop it somewhere? Well, that's unfortunate. I wonder how that ended up happening. I feel like they wouldn't drop a already existing platform or an already existing operating system without a good reason. Mac is going to support iOS apps. Okay, so that's not a dedicated Minecraft version then. That's the ability to play Minecraft for Apple or Minecraft for iOS on a Mac. I feel like I've heard of Ucraft, but I don't remember what it was. I barely remember UGoCraft. They can totally discontinue Java and keep the Minecraft brand for 50 years. At least one version. That's an excuse they would use. Here's a question with the Apple TV edition. Was that even worth keeping up? What percentage of the player base even played on there? I've used Pocket Inventor and Block Launcher. I don't know MCP Master. The entire graphics side is being rewritten to Vulkan to support the, what's it called? It's not the Super Duper Graphics Pack. It's not RTX. What's the current version? What are the shaders called? Because they've changed the name. Vibrant Visuals, there you go. I could never remember that. Because that's still Bedrock only, right? That hasn't made its way to Java. I feel like that's a big reason for that. And so I kind of wonder if once they get all of that completed, what else do they have planned? All right, there we go. Do I still have the glass on me? Nope. Let's grab that real fast. I don't know how Minecraft, or in what format Minecraft seed generator pulls from when using the time. Nope. I feel like the top part's gonna need to be mostly cobblestone. Because there's a lot of darkness right here. We need something light to contrast. What I was really hoping, although I don't think they roll that way anymore, I was really hoping that Minecraft would work with the Iris team to get shaders going. That way people could just use the existing shaders packs, but for vanilla. Well, I'm sure part of that also involved, I believe, sodium being a requirement for Iris, which means even more loopholes that would need to be jumped through to get official support. Yeah, how do I want to do this? I think we'll do cobblestone 1 inward. Let me grab my scaffolding. Yeah, I do believe that Java is not getting discontinued anytime soon. But within my lifetime, I feel like it'll happen. And hopefully y'all's lifetime as well. I know most of my viewers are younger than me and don't live dangerous lives. Switch to the shovel. I always lose track of which slot I'm supposed to be on because where the hotbar sits isn't the same button because it's missing 2 slots compared to regular. Oop. Oh, we're good. I feel like something with Minecraft is gonna keep going. If Microsoft can keep making money from the Minecraft brand, they're going to keep using so. I don't see them stopping with it as a whole. Now, what that means for the regular Minecraft versions, I do not know. We'll need to see. I'm kind of not surprised Java Edition is still going because it never felt absolute that its time was coming to an end. There may be small stuff here and there, but otherwise it just kept doing what it does. Alright, do I want to fill in the corners or not? How do I catch some Z's and then go from there? And we have about 6 minutes left of the day. Cool. We should be, hello, wrapping up about then. Boop. Yeah, max support and official world conversion. Those have been the 2 features I've been talking about for a long time. And since neither of those have been brought up yet, I'm kind of waiting around. Because I know they can announce new news whenever. They don't have to wait for Minecraft Live. I feel like though there would be someone on the inside who would start leaking stuff for like Java might be continued soon or discontinued soon. There are some rumors floating about. And so a few months pass, and then that's when the next Minecraft Live happens, and then that's when it comes to light officially. Alright, let me make sure I did this all even. This isn't even. Something's not right here. Is it supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2? Boop. Alright, there we go. Everyone knowing before the official announcement. There's been something... What was it? There's a big feature or big update within the past few Minecraft lives where it sort of became public knowledge. And then they officially announced it, and no one was surprised. Can't remember what it was. Oh, you know what? I could think of something similar. The big leak, the big roadmap leak. No one was surprised when we finally got the Spicewood announcement. It's not Spicewood. It's officially called Dungeons 2. I really thought Spicewood was going to be the name and Dungeons 2. I was hoping it wasn't going to be called Dungeons 2 because that's either needs to be done for comedic purpose or it's rather lame. And in this case, it was not for comedic purpose. Alright, so I'm trying to think how I want to do this. Because what I could do is just fill this in with blanks, except for that midsection. Because I might just copy that design and then put it up here. This will be just a regular two-tiered lake, or two-tiered cake. Lakes don't have tiers. That's not true. The freshwater and saltwater, it's possible to see a dividing line between the two because of weight differences. I feel like not everything. I feel like the discontinuation of Java is not something they would announce quickly. I feel like it would take some time to be like, are we absolutely sure we're doing this? Oops. Do y'all still hear the bird now? I can't make it any quieter than this. At least not through regular means. There's something I can do, but I'd rather keep the bird alive and in the house. This is a very small upstairs. Oops. Oh well. People were talking about the bird chirping last time. And so, I don't know how different that is today. You still hear it? Oh well. It is officially a bystander then. Yeah, supporting updates for the next year and then making modding support easier. They've already started on modding support. What else would be next? Other than official mod loaders. Wait, something's not right. Wait, something's not right either. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. No, maybe that is right. Yeah, this one's fine, but I think I shifted all of this over. Am I seeing things? This one's 3 blocks. Is the problem... Okay, hold on. This is the problem. I think. Hold up. Because this is supposed to be an odd number. 5, 2, 1, 1. This one... This is 6, which means this has to go, but the question is... Is it just that block and I need to fill that wall in? I think so, because I built it all one block inward, and that one was not inward. I think that's the only problem. At least that's what we're gonna hope. Yep, that's now straight across in line with all these other torches. So with that taken care of, that means, hold up, this cobblestone has to go. There we go. Alright, cool. Everything's all taken care of. I think with all these torches up here, this should be plenty bright. What I can do now, I can head down, fill in the roof with glass, and then that'll be it for today. Slightly over time, but that's alright. Do I even have it? There it is. I feel like they weren't discontinuing around 1.12. Part of the reason is, I don't know. Because that was their biggest push for Bedrock, because that was the big announcement and whatnot. And that was the relabeling of Java. Well, I should say that was the addition of the subtitle for Java Edition. And everything that wasn't just became Bedrock. That feels very early on in Minecraft's development, but part of that stems from the 1.18, or sorry, 1.13 was 2018. That was also that time when, I should say that was the time when they switched over from Minecon in person. Oops, I'm doing this wrong. Minecon in person to Minecon online. And so it feels like that would not have been a good time to discontinue the original Minecraft version. Oops. Especially when they're trying to make Minecraft more accessible to people. Alright, start saying your final thoughts now. Those are wrapped up for today. I can now say, with a high degree of confidence, that we should be back tomorrow. And hopefully continuing with the rest of the week. Where'd that pickaxe go? This looks... I need to do something with the outside. This does not look much like the cake. Inside I'm happy with. Although I might have put this ceiling too low, and I wonder if that's part of it. Whoops. Yeah, they might have vetoed the idea to stop Minecraft, or to stop the discontinuation. To cancel the discontinuation of Java, there we go. But I think that's all it for today. And no other final thoughts. Thank you all for watching. Bye.